In this video, I'm going to apply acrylic paint on different surfaces, like very unusual ones, of course. I'm going to apply acrylic paint on wood, metal, plastic, and glass. Of course, wood is, you might have done that, but other surfaces, it's pretty difficult to find what works the best. So, I have done the experiments for you. Let's get started. In here, the first one I'm going to do is wood. I'm sanding the surface of wood here. I'm using a 280 grit sandpaper for this. It's just a normal piece of wood, of course. Next, I'm going to be sanding plastic. So I'm using the same sandpaper, but it seems like it has a higher grit value because I seem to be scratching the surface all over. It's better if you use a higher grit value sandpaper, like 600 grit, maybe. Yeah, use some finer grit sandpaper, higher than 600 or 600. It should be good because otherwise you will make the surface rough and scratchy. I don't like that. If you like that, doesn't mind. It doesn't matter. Here I'm going to sand glass. So what sanding does is it provides tooth for your paint to adhere, so your paint can grab the surface very well if you do this. Next, I'm going to take the metal and do the same. I used cups for everything. I mean, it's what I could find actually. Plastic, glass, and metal. These are the trickiest surfaces when it comes to acrylic. They might say that it sticks to almost any surface, but it's hard to find the right way to do that. So in here I'm going to use masking tape to separate into three sections, because I'm going to use three different methods to stick acrylic paint on each of these surfaces. So I'm going to separate each surface into three parts. The next thing I'm going to use is matte medium. I'm going to apply matte medium, and on top of that I'm going to apply gesso again, because what matte medium does is It's sort of a more adhesive glue than gesso, so it grabs paint and both surface together. And gesso also, on top of that, gesso gives tooth where paint can be adhered well. So I'm using both on this in, as my second section. In my second section on every surface. For wood, gesso is just enough. It will just do the job and stick the paint onto the surface. Here I'm going to do the addition test. First on wood. To do the addition test, I need to scratch the surface with in a crosshatch pattern and then burnish a painter's tape or masking tape on top of it and peel that off and see if any paint comes off. If paint comes off, then the paint didn't adhere well to the surface. Here I'm doing that with only gesso surface. I'm going to scratch the paint surface and it scratches off. I mean, don't use only gesso on plastic, it scratches a lot. See what happens after pasting masking tape off on top of that. It just comes off, just come right off, so it doesn't stick, not sticking at all. Now I'm going to scratch gesso and acrylic matte medium surface. It doesn't scratch so much than the surface with only gesso. It scratches a little bit, but not a big deal. I mean, some pieces peel off. I mean, it adheres better than only with gesso, and it's hard to remove that. Now we are going to do the industrial plastic primer and the paint surface. I'm going to scratch the surface and then repeat the same process. The paint doesn't come off, guys. I mean, it really sticks well to the surface. I mean, this is the best option if you can go for it, but you have to use some acrylic medium with paint to stick to that plastic primer, because the acrylics will have hard time sticking to industrial primer. But if you scratch the surface, the paint actually can peel off. One of the best options will be using acrylic medium and gesso. This is metal only with gesso. Let's see what happens. It doesn't peel off, but it's scratched. I mean, the paint doesn't stick with only gesso. I'm doing it second time because I don't trust that it doesn't peel off, but it's not good. Now second, as usual, I'm going to do the acrylic medium and gesso surface. It's scratched, but not that much. I mean, the paint adhered well to the surface. You have to burnish the painter's tape on and then peel off, and nothing really comes off. And next I'm going to do the industrial prime surface. Look at how fine that, I mean, how the finished look, it's all amazing. But the sad part is that it peels off, because this is, guys, plastic primer that I use. But if you use a metal primer, I mean, it will work. I'm pretty sure it will work on a metal primer. This is plastic prime and it doesn't work and I can't complain. Doesn't work. But the finishing is so good. I mean, you should use some industrial primers on metal, of course. I mean, you can use acrylic medium plus just so as a you can, now you can see on the only chiseled surface. It's so ruined, and you don't even have to do the additional test. It's already ruined. I think the painter's tape is exhausted. It doesn't come off anything, but if you scratch it does go away. Now I'm going to do the prime acrylic primer and what I'm saying acrylic medium and gesso surface. It it sticks really well. I mean, you just burnish the tape and then peel off the paint sticks there really well. I mean, it's so good. Next up is the industrial plastic primer. The paint peels right off. I mean, those two, I mean, the paint and the primer doesn't stick together. That's the reason. But if you use an acrylic medium for this, it helps. If you scratch, it scratch all the way. But the plastic primer worked on glass. Now I'm going to apply a clear coating to all of these surfaces to protect it more. I mean, I want to test what the ability of these surfaces to hold on to water. It will protect more. This is acrylic clear coating. I mean, it's acrylic lacquer sort of thing. It protects the surface. I mean, it helps to adhere paint more to the surface. I'm going to spray it all over the place. I mean, onto all the three sections. Let's see. After 20 minutes, see the surface. It has a little shine and a great finish to it. I mean, see that primed, I mean, industrial primed surface. So I'm going to pick a winner. Here I'm going to pick the industrial primer on plastic as a winner. And this is the loser, the only gesso surface. And decent one is acrylic medium and gesso. Let's see metal. The winner is this primed one. Industrial primer surface. I really like that. With glass, the winner I'm picking is again industrial primer and second acrylic medium and gesso surface.